Wrestlution 19, night one. Phenomenal job per the usual. Let me see if there's any one last person available. In the meantime, myself is JCS, the owner, founder, ruler, and that is the North American Champion Bash. So we got a bit of show to cover. So let's get it on with the nitty gritty, I suppose, a little bit. So first and foremost, I guess you want to go in order. Or you just on the free ball? How you want to do it?
Let's just go in order.
All right, bet.
Give everybody their due solution.
Right, so I guess we have the introduction. That one was by Emp. Your thoughts?
So I'm a huge sucker for like a dramatic narrated package to start, and I like the way that Emp kind of blended the two different styles of packages together to start, where it was like this dramatic thing to start, and then it went into this video and like just all the different cuts of all the different people. I mean, the music, obviously, for like the theme of Wrestlution being in Washington, D.C. was very on point, you know, being the theme song. And, you know, overall, it's just, we always bring our best when it's Lucian time, and this was no different. Just fantastic quality on everything, and I really enjoyed the intro. It really kept the event.
Yeah, solid piece of business by Emp. I did not expect that in the slightest, but as per the usual, shit is always fantabuloso. I do believe we have someone. Let me see. Let me check. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Let me just add this motherfucker real quick. Hey. Hello. I guess it's the podcast all over. The EXW and JCS. Hi.
Yeah, here we go. Is this a history podcast?
No, it's not.
It's gonna be.
No, it's not.
This is history. The night's over.
Yeah. All right. So fair enough. I know you caught the show. What'd you think about the introduction?
Oh, I really like the introduction because I like the message that it's sending about, hey, this is gonna outlast everybody. Like, and it is, like, you know, one of these days, I'm not gonna be competing here. I'm gonna remember the things I got to do here, and that's a great deal of fun.
I'll leave it to you like this. You two are aware of what happened yesterday, but like one of the things I did was I gave Jake Knight 2, and I said Godspeed just in case. Either way, yeah, it's gonna be here a minute. Fucking assuming the fucking bills get paid. Speaking of, if you're listening, I have that URL for you like later tonight. So yeah, I dug the introduction. Shout out to Emp as always. The amount of headaches I put her and Jake out to over the weekend, or rather the past 2 weeks, insurmountable. Appreciate you greatly. Moving right along, we have introduction, the rundown. We don't need to do the rundown. We have the package with Max Edwards and C Note and L Parker. So what we'll do is let's just combine both together for the sake of brevity, because we do have 2 nights. We have tomorrow at 3:05 as well, so we want to be succinct with our thoughts. I'll just say from the top of the, I'm not gonna have a lot of nuanced views. Music choice was good. The story told was good. The people involved are good. The match itself, tabuloso. If we want to get into specific weeds about like whatever, we can talk about that at the very end. But all in all, very, very solid, incredible match to set the tone for Wrestlution. And ironically, we have triple threat for the championship opening the show, and then we have a triple threat championship three-way triple threat championship closing the thing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it all makes sense in my head either way. So yes, you can gush on this match for an hour if you wanted to, but I'll just say at the bottom, at the top of the key, that it was pretty much everything you expected in triple threat elimination. I think everybody got a chance to shine. I think everybody had some good moments. I like the exchange at the very end was also very, very clutch, especially from a competitive standpoint. So all in all, fucking fantabulous job to all involved. And Parker, this would be this ended at 460 something, 463, 468, either way. Say what you will, whatever nuances you want to add to credentials or whatever, but either way, when it comes to championship, box standard champion, fantastic job. And he should be proud of the body of work that he put forward. And as such, Max has a a lot of big shoes to fill, so to speak. So excited to see what happens with Max this go round. And that's pretty much my take on it. Jim, you can go.
All right, sorry about that. The match itself, let's start with the hype package. Max's fantastic hype package just felt like one of his. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry about that. But the way that everything kind of blended together, the story, it made you feel like, man, the story was encapsulated in the hype package. And when you're doing a feud, the best thing you can possibly do in this situation is to make sure if somebody hasn't seen the feud, you need to encapsulate it in the hype package so that they're kind of up to speed. And I felt like that was done very, very well in the way it was presented. So kudos to them for that. And just like the music and everything, the presentation, it was very smooth. Enjoyed it greatly. The match itself went exactly how I thought it would. Okay. I thought that Cino and Max needed to work together in order for Cino to have any chance, and that didn't happen in the way that it needed to. So what ended up happening was, Cino gets eliminated, and it's down to El Parca and Max, and Max pulls it out with El Parca in the end. And, as far as I'm concerned, it's a good run for El Parca. If he wants to disintegrate or do whatever he wants to do at this point, that's his prerogative. I hope he sticks around and, continues to plot and do his thing. But that's an entirely separate conversation. Now, there are a couple of things in the match that I really enjoyed. Anytime you're in a triple threat match, I really enjoy situations where, you can get multiple competitors involved in like a move. So like, for example, when you like whip someone into the corner and then you whip the second person in the corner, and it gets everybody involved in the same action. So there were a couple of instances there where they were crisp. They made it look good, but it wasn't like a situation where it was someone trying to take advantage or, be cheesy or whatever the terminology you want to use for that is, right? So overall, I enjoyed that. I think that, as Jay said, what I leave from this match with is Max Edwards has huge shoes to fill and big decisions to make about what he's going to do. Because it's been stability for the last 463 days, right? And the last time he was champion, which was right before that, he didn't make it through a single defense. So I think between 463 days and a 0 defense title reign, that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Max. So I'm very interested to see how he handles the pressure and what he does in order to, kind of put his mark on things. I think that for him, he wants this to be his run, right? So for me, that's kind of what I leave with. I think Cino, for me, it's always tough. You're knocking on the door, he's starting to become a football team that goes to Toronto every once in a while, like the Bills, lose a couple in a row. But it'd be like that, right? So it's like I've said with every El Parca challenger before this, right? Whether it was John Carter or Sheldon Tremblay or Ryvon, who had a great showing tonight. Like, the whole point is that how is he going to build himself back up into someone that we see as a contender? Because he just beat Max in a singles match not that long ago, right? So it's not like all is lost. I want to see what he does. That first month or so after you lose a world title match to me is really really to get back on the horse and show people that you still got it. So I'm hopeful to see that from him as well. And overall, great job. Great way to start the show with everybody. The match was exciting. And those are my thoughts.
Ding it.
Well, first, I'd like to thank my exciting white co-host for taking just about every talking point that I could have thought to have in this moment. I'm going to skip over the hype packages for the most part because I'm not the most artistic person. So speaking about it on a technical level is not my strong suit. But the match itself, hindsight, perfect as it is. This was, this was the main event. This was the match that I ended in a really exciting fashion. Essentially we're watching a match where, last year, same same competitors with Max and Alparca being at it, and I wasn't exactly clamoring for Max to be in this position again. But when the match really stood out is near the end, when it really picked up, and C-Note had already been eliminated, and we're reversing finishers, and we got really close kickouts and stuff. And for me, that took what was a solid match and just pushed it over the top, and I was really excited about it. So for me, this was the best match of the night. Feel-good moment, definitely. And, I think Alparca should be really proud of what has happened here, because if you think about it, there used to be a time when 100 was the elusive days to get to, and pushing that ceiling was considered to be really special. And then, pushes up, and 200 became the, oh, wow, someone gets there, this is really special. And then for a very long time, it was 300. 300 was like the magic number. Somebody gets over that, that is epic. That is the best that we can have. And then it got to 350 and a year. And then it became the elusive 400 mark, and that got broken through. And now we have someone who almost challenged to 500 days. So that in and of itself is a history-making performance, because he pushed that boundary, and it was really impressive to see him push that boundary. And now it's a question of, okay, well, who's going to push the next boundary? And that'll be the fun thing to see. And what Max does next is hopefully better than what he did the first time around, and he can hold on to it, I hope. So that's my thoughts on it.
Any predictions on potential opponents? Jesus.
I mean, it would make sense for C-Note to have the opportunity to fight him next, as he did win recently. He was in this match. I actually hope that Alparca goes away for some time, because he's been talking about it for so long, and absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of moment. So I think, the way Brian has sold it, he's ready for a break with the character, and I think that would be beneficial. So.
Oh yeah, like the saying goes, how can I miss you if you don't go away? Like whenever these people, like for example, you got a big reaction when you were, how long you got for? 3 months, 2 months? So about 2 months?
The most recent one was a really short one, 3 months.
3 months.
And I mean, that was.
And the prior one to that was about what, almost a year and change?
No, that was over a year.
Over a year. Yeah, Deborah was 7 months.
Yeah. You look back at the statistics and stuff, like I wasn't in season 17 match wise at all. So yeah, time off is good for characters. It happens a lot in real wrestling, and just think about the pop that like John Cena got when he came back at the Royal Rumble. Those are always the moments that are defining. And I think Parker would probably get the same treatment.
Yeah, he doesn't go away, so he never gets that return. So if he if he takes his recharge period for a significant amount of time, I'm not talking like a month or whatever, and he comes back down the line at some random interval, he'll probably get that reaction. More than likely, everybody does unless you're like bottom of the card and no one gives a fuck. But for the most part, like the top tier people, if they're gone for a significant amount of time and there's no even illusion of them coming back, like Jake's really good at that. Jake's really good at like, not just, oh shit, it's fucking this guy now. It's fucking Quartz. Like, there's no, because the old gimmick in OCW would be like, if someone was coming back, they would start like showing up and like chit chatting a little bit. It's like, oh, this motherfucker coming back. But to some people, just they keep it nice and whatever, and then it's like, oh shit, you get that good genuine reaction, which you'd love to see. There's been so many of them, so I think Parker's due with one of them. Moving right along, we have it looks like a commercial. Oh yeah, I'll just speak quickly on this. I mean, I can understand tag stuff, but it's weird because it's like, oh hey, this is the biggest event of the year, but they're not there, and they're talking about Alabama. So I was like, okay, that's kind of stupid, but I digress. That, but also fuck Age of Anarchy, so I guess that makes sense, but that's my only take on it. Bingo, if you saw it, speak on it. If not, Jim can, because this is his, so, or somebody, one of his people, so go for it.
I mean, there's not much to say. It's a promo that shows up on the show and serves the purpose of, hey, we made it onto the show and kind of thing. I've always been, it's always been my mentality, like if you're not on the show, yeah, you get onto it and stuff, but yeah. Wrestlution's kind of a weird one because you're going to be overshadowed by a lot of stuff. Like, this is when people pull out the really big guns and stuff, and therefore like the minor promos have always kind of been put to the back burner. You don't really remember them too long in the future. So that's really all I have to say in regards to the promo itself. Not much more to speculate on.
Jib, thoughts?
Really, it's just like one of those cross promotion things. Like if you've seen like what some of the other wrestling promotions do out there, where they like have them show up on sports channels, for example. That's really all it was. You know, it's like these guys aren't going to be at Lucian in a, you know, like physical capacity, but you know, like trying to continue to grow their character and stuff like that. You know, in terms of like, you know, showing them their roots, letting them talk about, you know, potential opponents, that type of thing. So that's really all it was.
Fair enough. Moving along, we have the Sticks commercial. I think there's a commercial, so there's not really much to say, but more commercials for stuff. So there's that. Sticks up. Now we have Ryvon and Sheldon, the Ryvon Sheldon promo match. Actually, like, Riot likes to use fucking AI. Sometimes good, sometimes shit. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the musical selection. The story that they had, I found it entertaining. So my thing is, when it comes to the smile, is fucking creepy as shit. Jesus Christ. I saw it once in the preview, but I didn't see it on the live show. And watching it again, I was like, holy shit. But no, this is a good little story and a good little like quality feud to add to Lucian, in my opinion. My only takeaway is the first time calling this, the technicality fucked me up. So if you may have noticed, I checked out because I assumed Sheldon kicked out at 3. He didn't, but it was almost because of the technicality. I felt like the match kind of went a little too long, but at the end it picked up, so it wasn't bad. It just felt it dragged a little bit in the middle to the end or whatever. Solid outing, pretty much. It was enjoyable. Yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. Jim, you're up.
To piggyback on your point about the match itself and like the way that it kind of went, like it felt like a green bar at first, and then Sheldon made a nice comeback. But the problem was that like, I think in matches, and not everybody does this, you got to get that like killer instinct, right? You got to have that like situation where you got finisher, and you know, like you go for it, right? And you're trying to get that stuff. I felt like there was a little bit of too much holding it in that situation. But like, look at Sheldon. When he got them, when he had them, as soon as he got Riot in position, he was firing them off, right? He almost won the match because of it. So I wish we could, you know, do a little bit more of that. So as far as, you know, the hype package, I enjoyed it. Music was solid. It intertwined their feud. It kind of like, you know, explained what it was. It's a solid feud overall. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed that. And yeah.
Bingy.
You know, talking about Sheldon the character, I mentioned that I was very happy with the way that his character's been progressing lately. It's certainly my favorite version of him. Like this aesthetic of, it's really grunge. It really reminds me kind of like the pathway that you know, Raven had followed early on in his career and stuff. So I really do enjoy the character development of him. In terms of the match, it went long. You know, you need to have these filler feuds, and you need to be someone who's working and being part of the show in some capacity, and working feuds is the way that you do that. So there's nobody can fault them for doing that. But yeah, the match did kind of start to drag for me near the end. I still, you know, I watched the Ryvon finisher, and I kind of look at it like, I don't, you know, it's not exactly my favorite and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. That's not a critique that can really be made. You know, ends in a battle back and forth, hitting each other, gets done, gets hit, match is over. But yeah, it went long, so not really much more to say on that.
I mentioned multiple times that I hate the Cell Block 8. That's what it's called now. I know Murta Kama would have been nice, but Jake made the mention off camera that that's more of a heel move, I guess. I don't know. I feel like the Cell Block 8 is too contrived for someone as big as he is. He needs to be just like dropping you on your neck, not like spinning around you and using your body weight to whatever. But I digress. Solid match all around. Fucking, we've had stinkers in Wrestlution. This was not a stinker by any stretch of the imagination. Very fun match. What do we got next? We have a commercial. Muscle Buster would be nice, but that's just move. But yeah, it would be nice. Hi, Cobra.
Rust uses it too now.
Yeah. Homage suggests. Oh yeah, me. There's not really to say. Yeah, don't fight Rex. Fuck Rex. Any thoughts on this? Shout out to Boo for putting it together. I was like, do something. She's like, I have something. Go for it. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yeah, that's AI me. So he sounds more bassy and urban than I do. So good for him. Any thoughts?
Selling the overarching story that connects multiple characters together of this empire and it potentially falling down all around us. So that's it right there. Like it's there to sell the story of 3 different feuds that are taking place. So that's the efficiency that I would look for and desire to see. 3 different feuds all getting condensed into one concise video. That's enough for me to say that it worked out well, and I liked what happened here. So,
Jim, anything to add?
I enjoyed the tone of the promo. I feel like it set the stage even more so for what we're going to see tomorrow night. And
oh yeah,
overall, yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't fire B17. Like there's reasons you can't, and you can.
You can actually. I'm here to tell him that it's a great idea. No, can we get the entire front line to go with him, please? Thank you.
Shut up.
All right, moving on. We got commercial and action. What's this? Am I lost? Oh yes. Fucking fucking Melon is young me when it comes to the things that they enjoy, which is like old 90s and 80s action movies and shit of that ilk. I believe Bowler put this together. Did he put the casket one together too or no?
He did.
Okay, so shout out to Bolek, like learning to not suck at videos. Good for him. It's nice to see some changes. This video package was super solid. I enjoyed the music choice. I enjoyed the whole story about it. Match. It's a Dragana Caesar match. So you're fighting Brock Lesnar, and it's basically like, can you survive? And if you can, great. A little bit of a comeback towards the end, but it's fucking Dragana. As you call it, the afterbirth was incredible. I loved it so much. Me and Jake fucking had to take a minute to laugh. When we were done recording, we were fucking howling as we saw it. That's not on the audio though. Great shit. I enjoyed it. I liked seeing Jess was also like one of those wholesome things that popped me or it made me very happy. I love Jess as a human being. So even a little cameo is nice and the little story wraps up. And the Dragana verse roars on. I don't know who's going to stop Draggy Lesnar. But whoever it is will probably be a fucking star. I think she's now tied as the most dominant female champion.
Broke it actually.
Okay, broke it. So yeah, there you go. Grats Melon. Yeah. So we'll see what the fuck happens. Bingy, thoughts?
I think that the fact that Bullock puts this together and does a good job is worth a compliment, because it shows like you don't have to be like AI level and it doesn't have to be completely over the top. It can be simple and it can still be effective, and that's what it was. As for the actual match, Christine, let's just say Bullock, because he's gonna get fucked up a little bit later. Bullock had a rough week last week is what we take away from this. Like,
yeah,
he got fucked up pretty good here, but at the same time, the ending of it is fun redemption. It's enjoyable redemption. Maybe a little quick redemption, but it works out. The Jest reveal was a huge pop for me. I'm a huge fan of Justin Jest. That is one of my all-time favorite people to have worked with very briefly way back in the day. So that was quality to see and stuff. The silliness at the end, the triple uppercut, had me laughing and giggling. So I really enjoyed all the surrounding elements of the match. Maybe not enjoyed the match as much as others, but it wasn't bad by any means. It just wasn't as competitive as could be hoped for.
Jim, thoughts, or did we go to you? I can't.
No, you didn't go to me. So Dragana, I figured, about this is what we were looking at. Dragana, dominant, most dominant woman of all time as far as championships go, in the women's division. So that's quite a feat for her, and quite a feather in her cap, and her kind of like, I guess you would call this the twilight of her career, which is pretty crazy with how dominant she is. But the hype package was good. I think that Bullock, if is really good at putting things together, as long as he kind of has some direction, like, you know what I mean.
That's a great time to have, because a lot of people don't have fucking basic instincts, but I guess he does.
Well, I'll give you an example. Like, we'll talk about it later, but like I presented a song, right? And like, this is what we should do, and I'm sure Mellon probably did something along the same lines. You know what I mean? And it just worked out. Now, the match itself, I like that he tried to do a couple little cheeky things in it, where he like ran out after all the chain wrestling of getting like absolutely destroyed in that. Tried to maneuver around, but there was just a gap that was never going to be filled, and it was just, Brianna Caesar goes over 10 out of 10 times, 365 days a year, brother. So that's how it's always going to be until it's not. So.
Yeah. I'd like to break out too for something.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna critique people's records and fast-paced storytelling later on in the show, then I have to do it here. Like Christine's opportunity, like the fact that the chain wrestling was so overwhelmingly one side, with Bubba just killing Bullock, was a fun visual. But at the end of the match, I'm kind of left saying to myself, could that spot have been better filled with a more competitive match? So that's why I just want to sneak in there. Go ahead.
The only thing I would add is on Bullock's behalf is, he chose to feud and fight with arguably probably the two, if not like top 5 handlers. But it's kind of like when you do like when you start the game, you have like normal, hard, like ultra, and then like extreme or nightmare. He just chose to walk into nightmare twice. So yes, I mean that deserves a little bit of credit, because it's like, knowingly walking into 2 fucking buzzsaws is it is what it is, basically. Yeah. So fun stuff.
I see Drago saying like nobody reached out to him.
Oh yeah, no one wants to smoke with Drago. Like, it's like, because you're not gonna win. You're just gonna have your story, and I'm not gonna get into the weeds on stuff like that. But there's people, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a stigma.
I mean, if you're a young up and comer, and this is the opportunity, because there's no pressure on you whatsoever. You're expected to lose, right? So the worst thing that can happen to you is exactly what everybody expects to happen to you. So, this is a weird dichotomy between the 2 women's titles right now. The fact that people see this one as the bigger challenge and they kind of avoid it seems to kind of be a weird situation.
Fucking junkie.
Don't be afraid to go after Drago. He's gonna work with you. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna do some great stuff. Hell, one of my favorite feuds of like all time is the really old one between Blaine and Dragana, where we're like having this competition where we're doing silly, stupid stuff, and it's fun. And you're expected to lose anyway, so who gives a fuck? Like, go fight him. Like,
yeah, I think that's what Junkie said. Tell a fucking story. That's why we are here. Moving on. We have a commercial. What do we have there? Wait, what's this? Was these? Easies? Is it the Claudio? Oh, yeah. I had that file written as Rivon at one point, and I had to change it. My fucking brain's not working anymore. So we got Rivon, Steven. I mean, Nana took my gimmick, so that's the first and foremost. Like, who told this old bitch she could have my gimmick? Anyway, that being said, Payback's a bitch. So I guess this feud continues a little bit. This is gonna lead to a match, obviously not on Lucian, but we got something in the future, near future. So I'll leave it at that. Jim first.
I'm happy Grandma got her get back on that. You know, I'm a terrible person. People be calling me a terrible person,
You're
but
very bad.
you know, here's the thing: I don't beat up old women. I beat up women who are athletically competitive. So there's a difference here. Within the confines of an athletic event called a wrestling match.
Holy
So
shit.
what'd you say fuck me for, right? Like that's anyway. You know, so he got what he deserved. And you know, I thought it was good storytelling. These guys have like kind of one of those like macho man beasts, if you get what I'm saying. Like, oh, I'm a big man.
I don't
type
even like
thing.
I don't even like fish sticks anymore. Also popped me huge.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that was there.
Because like, yeah,
I was
like,
so
it's showing,
stupid.
like the insecurity within Claudio and like what's going on with him. You know what I mean? Like, it's clear that Steven was getting to him. That's why he lashed out. You know, it's paving the way to a confrontation that's going to be worth seeing. I enjoyed it. I think that Mrs. Jackson needs to stay away from OCW, or else, you know, she might end up going through like a flaming table at some point or something like that, because the man keeps hollering about $45.73, but that's about it.
Holding on to that shit dearly. Adam, Bingy.
I mean, you attack an old lady, you know, your heel move, the payback happens. This is, you know, a playbook that people should follow.
Even Nana got her look back, hit him in the dick. That's a lot of dick maneuvers on this show, by the way.
So yeah, if you do something evil and you do something really bad, which, you know, attacking grandmas is bad, which is the weird quote to make, but it is true. So yeah, him getting his comeuppance is definitely a quality highlight of the night for me.
We're gonna have public PSAs on OCW television about not hurting your grandma.
Don't beat up Nana. It's fun.
Don't beat up grandmas.
I think my only takeaway from this entire thing is like I don't even like fish sticks. I don't know. That's so you bald bitch.
I
didn't even catch that line.
No. He was all huffing and puffing like, I don't even like fish sticks anymore.
Yeah, because like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? Steven like did the whole Claude likes fish sticks joke. Like,
for a minute,
you know
yeah. He's like,
yeah.
Man's getting bullied. So now we have.
And brings up a good point. Like, we really should stop bringing our family members to the backstage of OCW. It's a very dangerous environment. So yeah, watch from TV if you're a family. It's best for your health to stay home.
Buy a ticket and maybe spit on the talent from the safe side. Speaking of spitting on talent, we got Bolek and Bash. As we said, the video solid. The match itself, I mean, it's another kind of like, it took a minute. I swear to God, I remember Bash being thrown in the match into the casket and just getting out. Am I missing that? Did I miss that?
No, that happened in our go home segment.
So, but he didn't. It's ice. I could have sworn it happened twice, but that might just be. No. I don't know. It's fine. Either way, he made a little bit of a comeback, but it's not happening. I don't know what to tell you. It's a fucking ass whooping. Fucking Bolek back-to-back beatings as a handler, but when you fucking fight the buzzsaw, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Like, the story was solid, the concept was fine, but my man got his, like, it would have been great if you would have won. That would have been a humongous opportunity for him, a humongous victory. But this is OCW, and to quote Russ Cole, no one leaves happy. So it is what it is. Bingo, do you have anything to add?
Quite a few things, actually. Bolek's trajectory, I remember there being a lot of talk a while ago of like Bolek can't go face because of the terrible things he's done, and he has done some truly terrible things here. So his trajectory in turning into a face has been a really neat, development to be, well, not necessarily part of, but there's kind of this parallel where we've had a chance to interact with each other a few times. He attacked me a long time ago and stuff, and now he's kind of, working for the same things that I want as well. That's, getting ready to bash. The match itself, he got fucked up again. But like you said, there's, you don't take it easy on your friends.
No.
You should never fucking do that. And Alexander Bolek got fucked up. He's in a casket now.
He's dead.
when he bounced off the casket, I burst out laughing.
Yeah, no, yeah, me
It
and
was
Jake did
so
too.
funny.
Me and Jake lost our minds. I'm sorry.
It was legit funny to watch him bouncing off, and he flew.
Yeah,
Like he
he fucking.
he ended up 10 feet away from the ring.
Oh, I gotta pull it up
Like
as you're talking.
that's amazing. And that was funny. And then watching him just spam desperately to get out of the first attempt to close it was a good deal of fun. Watching Jim hit Mugen died for my sins was a very painful moment
Less than
for
fun.
me. Less than fun. Yeah, definitely didn't enjoy that one so much. And then it was elementary, my dear Watson, by the end with that spinning back elbow. You can't run into that. That elbow is tough. Reversing it is fucking tough. I can tell you all about that. And then watching him desperately try to hit the button so that the casket didn't get closed on him was also like, oh, that. Oh,
there it is on the screen. We're gonna see it.
Oh yeah,
One more time. One more fucking time.
How far he is. That's great. Yes.
He's selling like the rent needs to be paid, brother.
That was a Shawn Michaels song.
And then he's fucking cartwheel.
It's great. It's great. Like we're gonna remember that bounce for years. That was fun. Yeah, so elbow was elite play. Someone said that in the chat. Yeah, it was. Jim is a fucking monster. He really is. So, fair play to Bullock and stuff. Another character that makes perfect sense where Bullock would go away for an extended period of time, like it's a casket match, right? Mm-hmm. So absence will make the heart grow fonder, and you can explore different avenues. So,
yeah, he's dead. He should probably just sell being dead. Or maybe come back next week. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Jim, anything to add on this?
A couple of things. So, like, as far as the match itself is concerned, I was a little surprised at first that I got to jump on him because we kind of played so much. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, and like he had a pretty good start in War Games when we faced off, right?
Yeah, I remember. So, we were like, oh shit.
No, I'm calm, Jay. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, the thing with the casket is, it's really tough to interact with the casket because pretty much everything you can do with the casket, even like Irish whips are weird, they'll just kind of stop. So like pretty much the only way you can interact with the closed casket is by carrying them, which is almost impossible in the game, like because they're so easy to reverse. I tried to carry him a couple times, couldn't get it. Or you just kind of hit him off the thing, which is why I tried to do that early in the match. The other thing was I was going to pick him up and like toss him into the casket, but he popped Iron Jaw after the elbow like a pussy. I love you, Bullock, but you're an asshole for that. So I pretty much like had to go away from that, and then we had that little skirmish for like a few seconds, and then I Irish whipped him and hit him into it, right, and then I'm closing the casket. So overall, I enjoyed the feud. For me, I haven't talked to him, obviously, like about what his future holds or anything like that. But, I think that if you're someone who's done a lot of bad things, don't you have to like suffer for your sins or something like that? You know what I mean? And I think that this story with me was about Bullock suffering for the sins he had during DNS, right?
Oh boy.
And eventually they put him underground, right? No, this is the way that I thought of the story in the end, right? And like he's lost so much personally, and dealt with so much emotional turmoil and stuff like this, right? That it's like he should be someone that a fan looks at as sympathetic and wants him to succeed at this point, at least in my view. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm really interested to see how long he stays away, what he does with it, because it could be the death of one moment and the birth of another, right? Or the death of one chapter leads to the birth of another. And it's like you guys talked about with El Parker earlier, right? He goes away for people are going to clamor when his music hits or when he shows up in the right moment. You know what I mean? So, and you never know when it'll be or what it'll be. But, and as far as Bass, it's just like, business as usual. Keep it moving.
You know what I did not like about this match, though? The fact that the title wasn't on the line. I did not like that.
Oh, so okay.
Okay, let's see.
I have reasons for this, but
Let's
I
hear it.
really want to discuss these. This is like pulling the hood back. The hood. I mean, like I to be honest with you, I knew I was going to beat him, so I could have taken the title defense if I wanted to.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
I mean,
oh my god. The arrogant. I gotta end this now. I can't be around shit like this.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna shut up.
No, but you had your.
No, what do you mean?
Nah,
Say it. Like, why the fuck?
Finish your thought. It's fine.
So here's the thing. Like, if he beat me, the last thing that I think he would have wanted to be was the North American champion. I think that it would have been a launching pad for him to potentially do bigger and better things than that. So. We had a conversation. He's like, I don't do it for the title. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like, I'll get a defense in, and that's how we arrived at this.
But he has the title, Bullock. Like, taking that from him and burying him alive, double good.
Yeah, but it worked. It worked in the story.
Time out. And what happens if he does fucking put you in the casket then? Like, that is such a weird situation where...
That's all right. I already had a plan. I already had a plan for it. So
Can you stop being exciting and white and listen, goddammit?
Wow.
No, never.
Here we go. Listen,
right. Like, this would have been such a stupid...
Meow. Go for it, Adam.
Yeah. This would have been such a stupid situation if he throws you in the cast.
You all right there, buddy?
No, I'm not.
Listen,
at the end of the day, he had his court mandated defense, and I even thought, like, "Oh, is it for the title?" He's like, "Oh no, remember I told you?" I was like, "Okay, fine. Look, as long as you communicate with me, I don't give a fuck."
Goddamn. So if he throws him in the casket and then he just pops out of the casket next week and stuff, that is a really weird storyline. That is a really weird. That would be It would be. It would be really weird.
But I'm not popping out of the casket.
But you're not. Yes, I get that. But the entire situation would have been really awkward if it had happened, and you have to plan for those contingencies.
It's called knowing your abilities and knowing what was going to happen.
I give up.
Wait, so you're saying that, like, if he would have, if Vash would have been buried alive, he would show up the next week?
No,
I know what he's saying. Yeah, I get it. Because if you would have lost, if you would have lost and you were still champion, it would be very weird because you wouldn't technically.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I would have worked the whole entire fucking thing out of that. I promise you that.
Shit, I could tell you one thing. After it hit like the 35 day mark, is like either you return or I have to put it up to the thingy thing because fuck all that shit. Because I know Kent would be like,
well, that's fine. See, but there you go. That there's story within itself. Yeah. But
well,
all right.
I'm glad we got through the hypotheticals. Anyway, all right, moving on. That's funny. You two are like fucking Abbott and Costello. You two I can always count on both of you two to become catty and just have comedic Caucasian fun. Anyway, moving on. What do we have here? Transparency. Oh, hey, Nate gets Pearl Harbored by Jinx. That's pretty much it. Got the lick back. Cool. Moving on. Commercial. Harris and and Devin video package. A+. Love it. Match itself. Dominant showing from Devin. Harris came back at the tail end, and I think the best call was actually in the VP where Jake said, "Oh, like he said, this is when the real match begins," and then he got concussed and it was over. I think this is a solid win for Devin. You know, overcoming the odds, so to speak, for Paul. The beauty about being a heel is it doesn't really matter if you fucking lose because that's your job. Technically, you know, you heels lose usually unless you're fucking Triple H or whatever. So, I mean, I enjoyed the match. It wasn't super duper long. It wasn't super duper competitive, but there was still a solid comeback towards the end. And the tide may have shifted if Devin didn't aim for a concussion. So that's my take on it. Jim, your thoughts?
So as far as the hype package is concerned, that shit was really good. I liked it a lot. Now as far as the match went, the hype package painted and the whole feud painted this like Devin Flash was, kind of like had to look himself in the mirror. Devin Flash took that mirror and broke it over Paul Harris' fucking head. Okay, like let's just be real. Like this is the first time since Paul Harris has had this heel turn. They did like all this talking and like didn't back it up. So I'll be interested to see if Paul Harris keeps the same tact that he's been using. Because it had worked before, but Devin kind of like just smacked him in the mouth. I did appreciate, the concept of Devin really kind of like moved and grew, but specifically he kept trying to hit him with the finishers and the signatures. Now it wasn't working, and the match ran a little longer, and Harris started to come back. But overall, he did what he had to do. I think this is a big bounce back win for Devin. He had just had a couple of pay-per-view losses to John Carter, the Hell in a Cell thing. So, like, this is kind of starting the right direction. And, for him, he's doing it the right way. So, overall, I enjoyed the stuff. And I need to see, for me, again, how Paul Harris is going to move forward after this, how he's going to kind of, is his tack going to change a little bit? And for Devin, what's next for him? How is he going to build himself back up a little bit more to get to that, I guess, upper echelon of competition?
Bingy.
Well, I mean, I hate Paul Harris. I can already hear the promo that he's going to cut next week or whenever.
I didn't lose. No, he needs to do Spider Tactics. Undefeated 5-on-5. That's what Sheldon did to Rivon. That's what Sheldon did to Rivon. I popped huge. Sheldon was like, "You didn't beat me. I let you beat." Whatever the fuck he said had very much. You didn't win. I let that shit. I love that. That's what a heel does. That's what a heel does. You didn't win. Fucking undefeated 5-on-5 or 3, whatever.
I hear him, presenting himself as I'm the reason you won. Like I pushed you to the next level, and made you hate.
That's what it's about, brother.
Yeah. So
heel
that worked
101.
out. So, yeah, Matt. In that case, his abs, like I
like how you divert from the thing to the physical.
His abs, he's got Finn Balor abs. Washboard, baby. Like that is a man. That is a man who does not eat junk food, and that is a man who does a lot of fucking crunches.
Not a single carb. So yeah.
And when he goes to black and white, my God, those abs really fucking stand out. But yeah, the mirror got busted over his head. He's going to appear at the next show and say that his precision is what helped Devin Flash become the killer that he is.
As he should.
So yeah, what more can you say about that? That's all I got.
What you're going to say is, what excuse will Rex have when I fucking cripple him? So it's fine.
You just made it about you. You didn't need to do that. Let's move on.
Yeah, you're right. That's an excellent segue. Hurtful, but excellent regardless. We have a commercial. Making great time, by the way. I think this is fuck you, Junkie. I think this is Draco. This is so stupid. Draco and Fat Larry. So I'm sure people have noticed the relic thing from Melon. And he's like, so it's just a segment of the weekend. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this fucking segment. It's so stupid. I'm just glad that Husky Larry's back, I guess. He kept the same clothes, but they're tighter on him because he fucked. Bash is like, I know where you can shop, brother. Anyway, Jim, go ahead. Fuck me, dude. This segment.
Well, first of all, thank you, Bubba. I've been begging Melon to do a Ruck Belt attire for like forever. So like, I appreciate you for doing this, Melon. He made my Lucian dream come true. So I thank him for that. This is better than if I would have won the women's title, which we'll talk about later.
Oh my
This
God.
is better than all of that. Okay, so he made my weekend for that. Nothing bad can happen now. So as far as it's just funny, and Larry, DNS has great meal plans, extra big plates. I'm just telling you, man. Like the plates are big, like flaming hot Cheetos on demand. Yeah, like come on, like you're a husky guy like I am.
The portions are filling.
Yeah, the portions are definitely filling, and on top of that, like glad to see Larry in all seriousness, and
Fuck me.
he's still funny. Like trying to be a better guy. You don't need to be a better guy; just pick better friends. Like
Fucking.
like listen, like don't do all that. It's not necessary.
Oh my
So,
God.
you pick terrible friends, like Quartz, for example. Like that was a terrible decision, and you paid for it. So like. Overall, the entire thing was good. I'm glad to see that Larry's back. I'll be sending him an email with my pitch. And Drago, Rock Felix, forever. It was great.
So fucking.
Okay, I'm sorry. The part where Larry stops and goes, Drago, we are relics, and he screams. I've been waiting for that for so long. Like I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for that. Like I've said this to Melon in show discussion. Hey, Bubba, 40-minute Triple H promo where you rail about relics and then you scream when you get told you're a relic. And he did it. Yes.
He did the thing. This is all for you, Jim.
He did the thing. No, I don't know. It's all for me, but it definitely feels like it.
This fucking idiot has a giant organza cloak. And his face,
my God,
even his face is fat now, too.
Yeah, listen. Hey. I'm calling that, but there's too much fat shaming here.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. His pants are so tight. I'm trying to be a good guy now. Just so you know, Mel, Drago, you're also a relic. Oh man, yeah, no, I don't know what to say. So I guess we might have a potential P2 reunion. No Emp. Oh, actually, no, it was always called P3 even before the third person.
Yeah, it's always P3.
Yeah.
Don't do the Jerry impression. Why not? It's very accurate. Jerry and Mugen sound. Actually, no. You just sounds different. Oh, Drago. I'll do whatever impression I want. I'm fat now.
So this moment gets to be like full circle. It gets worse for me because when I first came into OCW 2015, 2016, their feud was the one that I've like always cited as I loved it for the NA title and stuff. And like they they progressively went in different directions. And Drago got like murderously good, and they like came back together and they feuded again, and they were like, Adam, we're doing this for you. And I'm like, no, please don't do this for me. And then they ended up having that Iron Man match.
And that's you're the blame. I hate that match.
Yeah, every time like they got pinned, it's like, this is for you, Adam.
This is for you.
Kills Mugen. And at the end of the match, remember it was. The clock goes off, but the animation of Mugen still flying through the air into the uppercut, and he's fucking dead at the end of it. And now I might have to witness the same thing again.
Nah.
It just hurts so much.
I mean, we can check on if Alexander Bullock has a room in the casket for him.
Oh yeah. So
we just saw the realization of Drago finding out he's a relic.
Yeah, that was gonna happen eventually.
Everyone becomes a relic. Yeah, no, good shit. Fucking ugh. So maybe we'll get a P3 reunion, and we have a commercial. We're closing up shop now. We have the women's chamber hype. I'll hop on all the extra shit after, I guess. So not to clog the discussion, but yes, hype, nice. Basically, giving. I don't know what it's called, but the alliteration when someone they're finishing a sentence and then the other person picks up where that sentence left off at the beginning of their sentence. That was a nice little touch that I hope people noticed. They should have. The breakdown from it and the motivations for each person were good. Entrances, it's solid. Match itself, I didn't hate the match, but once it was fine, twice maybe, the excessive hiding type shit. My heel cool, but it's kind of What it's welcome. But eating shit 6 times was kind of, or 5 times was kind of hilarious. I don't know. It's a chamber matches are always chaotic. When I spoke to Riot about this, I was like, you coming out first would be great, because if the gimmick is that management's always against me, of course putting you first would be the cherry on the go fuck yourself cake. And then if you were successful, then you can basically, that's a really good tip of the cap you have. So, Riot deserved it, and Riot walked out as campione over 5 other participants. So shout out to them. See, I'm smart and you people are dumb, so you should listen to me more often because I have good ideas. We will start with Adam, because he was not in the chamber and Jim was, as Poyle. So Adam, you may begin. Meow.
So I was out walking my dog during the hype, but I had my audio on, so I kind of got really lucky because the audio was the defining characteristic of the hype package, because of, like you just said, sentences being spoken, and then the other characters continue with the word that got left off. So I'm listening to that, and I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That was really good. Um, the match itself, I got taken out pretty quickly by the number of botched dives and people climbing up to the top. 0 for 5 is a pretty rough statistic when it comes to missing dives from the top.
It wasn't 0 for 5.
It was 0 for 5 until you finally hit one, but it was
1 in 6.
1 in 6 is not significantly better, Jim. So that part was like, okay, you guys don't have to keep climbing up there. It's dangerous up there. Oh, we're going back up there. I didn't think Pearl should have been in the match. I didn't think Scotty should have been in the match. I didn't think that Styx should have been in the match. I didn't feel that they had the character star power to potentially justify this moment, and I felt that the chamber was placed oddly. So there's a lot of stuff that can be unwrapped there. So that's just my opinion, but I think it's best I shut up.
So basically, you mean cachet. Fair enough. Fair point. Jim, you're in this match. What you think?
I mean, you're just trying to put on a good match.
Oh, your voice is. There we go.
Yeah, I was the smallest person in the match, so it was just, for me, it was like, trying to use the things that were there. So naturally, he's the most like athletic of the group. So I tried and failed. And unfortunately, I was counting on kind of like that group fall mechanic that they supposedly put in that doesn't apparently do shit.
You say group fall?
Yeah, so like if you like jump into more than one person this year, it's supposed to not float people down, right? So my concept of topping up on the top was there was a group of like 3 or 4 people in the middle. So I was trying to at least hit someone, which should have caused some type of chain reaction. I was trying to cause 5, 4 down, 5 down. Yeah, exactly. Like I was trying to cause, so that was the mindset of going up there. And then the one time I actually hit Deborah, I didn't know what was going to happen, but she just kind of got tossed over, and I just hit the button. She landed and went for it. So, that worked out. The whole chamber itself, the match itself, it was fun, to an extent. I think that there was a lot of, like, I tried to chase Deborah. So, like, I could speak for myself. Like, I tried to go to the pod every time somebody was let out. Oh, I'm waiting for Deborah. And then when she did come out, I tried to fight her. And we fought a lot in the match, right? Like, to kind of drive that point of the story. Because, everyone was like, oh, why is it like, why are people letting Marissa off, kind of seemed like. And I was like, just thinking in my head, like, it wasn't really, I mean, you want to be the champion, but for Pearl and Deborah, I don't think Marissa was like goal number 1 at that point for us, so it was just like we kind of fought each other a lot, and then the rest of them did what they did, so can't really speak for what they did, I thought it was funny though. I missed the last dive, and then Sarah Moore just sat on me and hit me. So that was a hilarious way for me to go out. I actually, because like when we did the match, I like, when when you get like eliminated in a match like that, I didn't sit around and watch the rest of it. I kind of like got up and started doing things.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen the end, right? So I hadn't seen the end. So like I didn't know what happened. I didn't know she fucking hit Marissa hit Deborah and Sarah with the roll up or the backslide. But congratulations. This is a big feather in her cap moment. I can understand Adam's arguments in terms of characters and whatnot, but if you look at the landscape of the women's division, give me 3 better options.
I can give you one better option. Don't have the chamber.
I wasn't gonna say that, but go ahead, finish your thought. Fucking Joe.
So I say, go ahead, Adam. You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say this would have been an appropriate main event. Not Lucian. Like it would have been something that had more time to get built up. In a way.
Yeah, see that is something, not to cut you off. Like I wish that we had more time. I wish we were a little bit more ahead of the game there, I guess. I feel like this kind of came together a little bit later in the process. To be honest with you, I was building a singles feud when this whole thing came around. But I do appreciate everyone and what they did, and like everybody worked hard on what they did. Jake did a fantastic job on the hype package. So shout out to him. He kind of like had this idea. Everybody recorded their stuff, got it together. It ended up being fantastic. And I think overall, when it comes down to it, this match benefited Marissa in a way in which it was a very nice title defense. So any, big criticisms of that, probably should die down a little bit.
Oh, no, this is huge for Marissa. The fact that she won this match is a huge feather in her cap. And I saw that she flicked off management, and I thought that was very appropriate to do because management puts you in.
Because she wants another fucking chamber match. So, hey, you can do that easy peasy. Yeah. Not a problem.
That's an abuse of power, it sounds like.
I mean, if you say so, but
OCW is a privately held corporation. And last time I checked, the owner of OCWFED is the guy that gets to make that decision.
It's not privately owned. You should check the history.
It's not.
It's not.
It's publicly traded.
I cannot speculate any further.
Cannot confirm or deny. So, so I'll touch on a couple of your criticisms. So, Adam. So first and foremost, I do agree with you to an extent on participants, but I'll say this. So for the first time, and the thing is, we didn't really touch on this due to our recording. We mainly touched on night 2, but when the idea was pitched, right? It was definitely gonna be like, this will be a like kind of like maybe the TLC opening back in like 2000 or whatever in WWF at the time. So something like that, something chaotic, a big chaos start the match. But then, so I'm thinking to myself, trying to kill a couple birds with one stone. So, and the decision wasn't easy either. Oddly enough, Jake knows that usually when I try to figure out main events for not so much Lucian, but in general, I try to go by like what is, like what's the hot way to end the show, whatever, which match is better in that case. This time we didn't really. We called this match as the main event for the first night. But take into consideration a couple of factors. Number one, I hear often, Marissa doesn't get their flowers, Marissa this, Marissa that. So in my head, it's like that's one factor to put into it. The second factor is that for probably the only time ever, if this is the main event, then we have a Wrestlution in the current era where 2 women are in 2 different nights in the main event. Emp broke the ceiling last year, right? So by in my head, right, this is like Riot gets their flowers, we do history, and then we have a spectacle. So reverse sexist for the fuck you, Cass. Of course you would say some shit like that. Either way, at the end of the day, Riot deserved a main event at Lucian, in my opinion. Now, if you want to talk about all of the other participants, I will not disagree. As I said before, in public and in private, I think basically the only other people that would make sense would be Deborah and Marissa, obviously, and maybe like as a third wheel, maybe Pearl. That's not to say that anybody in here would ever not main event Lucian or whatever, but at the present time, I would not say so, and that would be a fair assessment. So the chamber is a really good way to kind of kill three birds with one stone. That being said, was the triple threat OCW championship. That was the initial main event, and it was until a very, it came down to the last minute. I spoke to multiple people trying to get multiple ideas, because I want to do the right thing. So in the end, people like Kaz can assume, oh, made the wrong choice. That's fine. It is what it is. But at the same time, we also had horrible main events at Lucian, so I don't give a fuck. This is way above board.
Confirm. I can confirm this is by far not even remotely
exactly
close to the worst main event of all time. Let me tell you something, people. The worst main event of all time was in 2010. Mayhem versus Trevor McManus versus
when Max hit the fucking ground clothesline, and I yelled, I wish he would have pinned off, and I would have fucking lost my mind. But yeah, so yeah, being a spectacle helped. Marissa getting their flowers helped, and then all having for the first time ever at a chamber match in the main event at Lucian, all female also helped. So it was a bunch
Jake
of
is right about
other
the
factors.
Hindsight too, right? So hindsight is perfect, right? You're never gonna know how people.
Oh yeah, it's no question. That always happens, in an ideal world. But again, like if I'm telling you, you're gonna think I'm not gonna change it up. And like I said, at the bare minimum, Riot got their flowers, and Riot got a main event at whatever, and everybody else involved should be grateful to Ryan. So
I expect a full sex show. A full sex show.
Don't say that. So that's
just did.
That's my take on it, and you can agree or disagree. I don't give a solitary fuck. Not to be aggressive, just saying in general. Like I do think they deserved it, just like whoever else has been there before. So. That being said, I guess it's easy to say like which is the match of the night. Obviously, it would be the opener, the triple threat, definitely. So yeah, give us your fucking 4-on-1. Let's get the show on the road because we made fantastic time, and I want to fucking go because just in case my heart explodes. Go for it, Jim. You're up. Match of the night.
The triple threat to start the night.
Okay. I was gonna say Jim again. Adam, fuck me, my brain.
It's not even remotely close. It's the triple threat.
Okay. Yeah, I said a triple threat as well. So what would you say your top 3 matches? Actually, no, there's 6 matches here. Your top 2 matches would be.
Oh, go back to Jim for a second.
Jim, your top 2 matches of the night, obvious. Well, basically, it would be the triple threat. So what is the other one?
Tough competition here. Excluding my own matches, probably have to say that I enjoyed probably the Flash and Harris match, just from the standpoint of like the story it told at the end, I guess. Like in terms of like, Devin really getting his big comeuppance and stuff like that. Felt like it kind of I felt like it played out perfectly from a story perspective, from what he talked the talk and then he walked away.
Yeah. Are you ready now, Bingo?
I'm gonna agree with Jim, not because it was my second favorite, but it ended in such a way that made me happy inside, and that's gonna be
the concussion. The
concussion
was amazing.
Yes,
I love that.
I'm gonna go with that. Those would be my 2 standouts.
So I'm copying because I agree, but I also add to the fact that entertainment wise, a shout out to the Dragana joint because we had a just return and a fucking triple uppercut. That edit must not have been easy, and it was also incredible.
That stuff was awesome. It just it's a Dragana match, so it's tough. Like in terms of they're very one-sided most of the time.
Oh, and Jake had a suggestion: best attire entrance. Best attire. Fuck yeah, pick best attire.
Debbie.
I was gonna say Debbie. You took that from me, but I'm biased.
Sorry, but you can say the same thing. So
I don't want to because there's an honorable mention to Silver Snake Parker, because that was also very very tight, like a tiger. So probably both of those would be whatever. Fucking. Oh, I was gonna say shout out too, but it's not shout out. The opposite of shout out. Marissa had a great attire and then fucking padded ass to make a thong. I was like, oh, you fucking dummy. No instincts, Rye. No fucking instincts. You had it, then you lost it. Anyway, Jim, your thought.
Does that mean same for entrance? Like, too? Are we
Oh,
assigning
are we gonna?
together?
Are we combining entrances and that's a good point. Fuck it, let's do.
I feel like because it's still Debbie.
We have a little bit of time, so we can do entrance and attire. So attire, motherfucker doesn't. You know what you did, right? You know what you fucking did. You had it, then you lost it because you had to be a fucking thought, asshole. Ugh. No instincts. Sorry, that's aggressive. I apologize, but fuck you. Congratulations, though. Jim, best attire.
I actually like Bullock's attire a lot.
Bolek?
Like
he dressed like you.
Oh, you know.
I love it so much.
Because, you know, it's hard to stop loving your children even though you have to bury them alive. You know, it's like a conflicting feeling, you know.
Jake says Bullets is very good too. That's like it was just, you know, I guess it's maybe me. It was fine. I just didn't see anything remarkable about it. But okay.
I don't know. I like the way it shined in specific places and like the contrast between it.
So, all right. So let's wrap this up. So entrance wise, I'll say Deb and I'll say Deb, and attire I'll say Deb. Notable mention to Parker's thing is always the same like Roman joint, so that kind of played a little bit, but the attire was also definitely worthy of mention. So I'll leave it at that. By the way, everyone for the most part was doing on their game attire wise, so don't get that twisted. If I'm not gushing, I don't gush really anymore. I mean I will probably because I'm a fucking hypocrite, but still, I don't know. Like everyone stepped up to the plate, so can't complain about that. I remember times when
Lucian.
To point
out something here.
Go ahead. Let me finish my thought though before I fucking spaz out. Sorry. There was a time when we would have Lucian and people would just keep the same shit they wore like the day before. So continue. Now you can go at him.
Okay, so did nobody else find it a little odd that Max Edwards in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them,
he was wearing Dallas Cowboys?
Was wearing Dallas Cowboy attire?
Wow.
Like, that's a fucking hell of a rivalry right there. That the crowd would have booed him mercilessly.
Mercifully, whatever.
Mercilessly.
Fuck you.
Mercilessly. Well, I can't say that word. Yeah, no. Jake made a point. Mercilessly. Yeah. What Jake made a good point though. The Cowboys are America's team, not the Commanders. So.
No, they're not. The Green Bay Packers are.
Maybe Max working here. Remember, Max hit a fucking back rake into the fucking the climax. So. There's something that no one mentioned either. He hit a fucking back rake. That's not nice. Do you practice? I used to practice phonics, Theo. Not no more. But yeah.
I think he's yelling at me.
He should, because you're a teacher, and that's embarrassing for you. Yeah. Nobody respectable. Hold up. Nobody respectable calls us the Redskins. Calls us the Redskins. You fucking idiot.
This guy has been yelling at me the entire show. Can we get a mod in here?
No, he had his chance and he was busy, so fuck him. So that's pretty much it. What are your thoughts on the Commanders fan? What are your thoughts on the show? If you want to give it a rating, you could do. What do you want to do? 5 stars or 10, and then we gotta wrap it up.
5 stars is more.
Sure, we give 5 stars. Go for it.
3 stars.
Adam, Jim. Fuck, got my wife's confused.
3.5. 3.5.
Yeah, go 3.5. 3.75. Or 3, I can't, you know what I mean. Higher than a half, but lower than 4. There you go. These two, yeah, I forgot Big Match Boo was gambling degenerately and screaming at everybody. That popped me huge, by the way, for most of the fucking night one. Telling people to get killed. So yeah, that's going to be, we also, I guess Sarah Moore's dead, by the way. Yeah, Tammy showed up looking worse than ever, and Sarah Moore died. So that was Wrestlution 19. The champ is champion. The stability has been rebooted, and Sarah Moore is dead. So that's pretty much it. Join us tomorrow for night 2, which I guess is going to promises to be amazing as well. So we'll see you. Thank you for listening to us, by the way. The web show should be up in most of its capacity. I'm exhausted, so don't mind me. Join us tomorrow, 3:05 Eastern Standard Time for Wrestlution Night 2. And if you're like a math nerd or whatever, this show was about 2 hours and 43 minutes. Night 2 is about the same, maybe 5 minutes shorter. So action packed, all killer, no filler. We'll see you tomorrow, 3:05 Eastern Standard Time for Night 2 of Wrestlution. Have a meal, relax yourself, and join us tomorrow because it's gonna go down to Judy Brown. Thanks. Have a great evening. Thank you, Adam, and thank you, Jim. We're not going to listen to you guys talk because I'm hitting stop streaming now. So
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow, 3:05 Eastern.